Hey everybody, Icy Cat here once again. Today's in-depth operator profile is going to take a closer look at Smoke. His gas grenades will help make sure the attackers can't get a foothold on your team's defenses. Let's take a closer look at how to use him next. Smoke is a defensive operator and a member of the SAS CTU. His specialty is going to be the gas grenades, and his loadout will consist of the FMG-9 submachine gun, which is not my favorite. It has low accuracy and low range. The M590A1 shotgun is going to pack good punch and will be my recommendation. Secondaries will be the machine pistol or the P226. You can use either one. It's nice to pair up the machine pistol with the shotgun so you have the rate of fire to back you up, but either is viable. For barbed wire or nitrocell, you can really go either way. I do find the nitrocell can get a little confusing to pair with the gas grenades because they're both set off with the detonation in 2 stages, and you can sometimes forget which clacker you need to hit for which button to set off which device. Can be a little confusing, but if you can manage it, you'll have twice as many traps to choose from. So the way that you can play Smoke is, as I mentioned, his device can be used as a 2-stage grenade. You can throw it and then detonate it later quickly, and that's very effective against shield operators. Because the cloud disperses in an area of effect and it's persistent and gives damage over time, shield operators being slower will be very much damaged by this. Smoke is an excellent counter to operators like Blitz and Montagne, or Fuse if you have a shield, or a Recruit with a shield. Because it doesn't depend on point of contact, rather an area of effect, it doesn't matter if they're hiding behind a shield. It also doesn't matter if they're hiding behind cover. The gas will go through walls. Now, that's kind of an unfortunate mechanic, but just due to the way games work, it's a little hard to... If they devoted the processing power to making sure that it didn't seep through walls, but only seeped around walls, like calculating fluid dynamics in real time would be far too intensive and slow the gameplay down. So I think we're all going to have to live with the compromise that it seeps through walls, and while that's unfortunate, it's just the way it is. So there I threw out a gas grenade. And you'll see here, I have this play, the guys come in and I know I can't use it, so I had to detonate it quick and throw out another one. I've got 3 of these things. And they'll set off in an area of effect here, and I've kind of detonated it and let it do its work and get some damage going here. And I'm going to throw in another one because I saw another guy drop down as well. And we'll get some good damage going on that. It's very effective and persistent. You can hurt your friendly teammates with it though, so you have to be careful. You can get team kills with this. You can also damage the hostage if there's one in play, so do not use it around the hostage. It does kind of create an area that's very, very difficult to see through. It would be a little bit of a waste of the device to throw it in between targets to just kind of throw up some concealment, but it's possible that it could, and you might even be able to make use of it when it goes off, even if it wasn't intended to do that. They're a trap, and so they will have the beeping red light on them and people will see it. But when you're playing bomb defusal mode, go ahead and stick that device right on the bomb canister itself. It'll blend in with the blinking lights that are on there already. It'll look like part of the device. And if anybody gets within the area of effect of it that's centered on the bomb, when they try to set off the diffuser, they're going to go down. So that would be a really good tactic to use, to go ahead and throw, maybe have your defensive perimeter on bomb A, and then on bomb B, throw this canister that blends in so that if it goes off, you can detonate it and, at least repel them from the area, if not outright get some kills. I will say that his smoke grenade is probably the most fun trap to use, and here's why. Out of all the Defender traps, it's the most effective. It actually works. Most of the other Defender traps are fairly useless, except for nitrocells. Bandit's trap doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Apparently, since the beta update, they have upped that damage, but I don't know what it's been up to, so I can't say yet if that's an effective trap or not, but previously it wasn't. Many of the Defender traps, Capcan's trap is easily seen and defeated, so it's effective and it's a lot of fun. If you use his traps in a pre-placed manner instead of as a 2-staged grenade, then you're going to find that IQ and Thatcher can be pretty effective counters to them. They'll see his trap before they come around a corner. They'll know it's there. They can take it out. You can also use Twitch to take out placed devices as well. What I like to do is maybe have one of them as a pre-place and then keep the other 2 in reserve. And that's pretty handy. And it's a good idea to set these up maybe on some choke points when people will first come into an area from the outside, or when they're going to come around a corner, or they'll be bunched up in a bottleneck like a hallway or something like that. They're very effective to place on the underside of stairs or on the corners so that they have to actually come around the corner to shoot it. But again, if they have Twitch or Thatcher, that's not going to matter a whole lot, but it's one way you can help minimize the odds of the trap being taken offline. As mentioned before, I find his shotgun to be the most useful weapon. Knocking holes in the walls and having that up-close stopping power is very helpful, and I put that to a lot of good use. I like to make the holes in the walls and then watch my place trap from a distance with the relative safety of the wall around me and the little hole to look through, and that way I know when I can set off the trap rather than watching it through a camera or something like that. Smoke will combo really well with an operator like Pulse, who can see targets coming, and that way you'll know when to detonate your trap for the maximum amount of damage. He'll also combo well with somebody like Tachanka, because he's attached to a fixed pivot point and isn't very mobile unless he gets off of his device. The gas grenades can help watch his flank. Smoke may also combo well with Mute, and here's something I'm not sure of. All 4 members of the SAS wear gas masks. I've heard people say that they do grant the immunity to the smoke grenades, and I've heard people say that they still took damage, especially as attackers. I've heard this on both sides, and I've looked through all the hours of footage I've recorded, and I didn't actually have any examples of where I was Mute walking into a cloud of smoke's gas grenades, or where I was an attacker and a gas grenade went off and I wasn't affected. I couldn't find any footage of that happening, so I can't come down on it one way or the other. I've heard people say that, yeah, it makes them immune, and I've heard people say that, nope, I was that operator and I still took damage from the gas grenade. That may also be dependent on the build. There may be a difference from the alpha to the beta to a technical test or something like that. So take that one with a grain of salt. I'd think that all 4 members of the SAS should have that immunity since they're all wearing gas masks though. And if they don't, they should. This is also going to make, if it's true then, Sledge and Thatcher to be very effective counters to Smoke, since they wouldn't take any damage if that's the case. So that's been our in-depth look at Smoke. Tomorrow we're going to take a look at IQ, as well as several other operators throughout the rest of the week. If you found this content useful, please like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest news, information, tips, and tricks for Rainbow Six Siege. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.